Hey everybody, Josh Farley with the Kitsap Sun. I'm in East Bremerton and it's the spookiest time of year. We've got your full Halloween preview along with 5 stories you just got to know about on this week's Beat Blast. Stay tuned. Welcome back to this edition of the Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1 today, the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard used to use a toxic process for making labels within its sheet metal shop. But that got worker Jordan Veach thinking. The results he came up with is known as sublimation. It has saved time, money, toxic waste, as well as $108,000 a year.
Basically just looked on Google for 5 minutes and found this sublimation process, which was fully colored metal, and found out basically it clicked all the boxes as far as what we were looking for. We were looking for things like sustainability, whether it was able to be rugged, used over time, and also lack of hazmat, as well as saving on man hours. So all these things basically checked the boxes, and here we are today with this incredible process that we've basically innovated in that we took it from somewhere else and championed it in the shipyard. So the old process was called the dye process. That process was super filled with hazmat, things like ammonium dichromate, which is incredibly bad for you. Also, it produced roughly 70% of our hazardous waste inside of our shop section, which is the label plate shop section, which is actually, we were almost the #1 waste abuser inside our shop. So basically having 70% of our hazmat go away from this dye process that was super antiquated and old and basically just gave you black ink or red ink. And now we're able to do any spectrum of color, basically picture quality label plates that are super hardy and produce a great result every time. So,
Story number 2, how much time does your child have for school lunch? A recent state audit found that kids need at least 20 minutes at a go. And at Crown Hill Elementary School, they're actually having the kids go out to recess first, one of the recommendations of that state audit. Kitsap Sun reporter Chris Henry recently visited Crown Hill to find out how things were going.
As of last year, we flipped our lunch and our recess time. We used to have lunch first and then recess, so kids were eating really fast and not finishing a lot of the food they took because they wanted to be outside. I like the change because the kids aren't in a hurry to finish their lunches. So they have 20 minutes of recess, 20 minutes to eat lunch, and I'm seeing that the kids are actually eating more at lunchtime.
From this year to last year, what changed was last year it was recess. It was lunch and then we had recess. But then everybody was rushing out. Now it's recess and then lunch. I think it's good so everybody can get more food and eat. And not rush and eat all their food so they can get out to recess early.
And then you could eat so you have more education to learn and read.
Story number 3, Azrael Early will host a different kind of Halloween party this year. Azrael is recovering from cancer and isn't able to go trick-or-treating, so instead his mother, Jessie Early, invited everyone to come down to their house for trick-or-treating. But the event grew so much that it's actually going to be held in downtown Bremerton from 5 to 7 p.m. on October 31st.
I got brain cancer and I know how to walk, but I'm wobbly. I go in the children's hospital and I go through something. My dad and mom trade after different days, so it's good.
2.5 years ago, my son was diagnosed with anaplastic medulloblastoma, which is an aggressive large cell tumor that affects his spine and his brain. He had a lot of radiation and 6 weeks of it, and about 13 months of chemotherapy. So walking around for Halloween is really, really hard for Azrael. So, but he loves it. It's his favorite holiday. It's right around his birthday, and we're really, really happy and excited that we can celebrate it this year, and that everyone's getting involved, in a way that he can participate as well.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite kind of candy?
Candy corn.
Nice. So you're giving out candy corn, or are you keeping all the candy corn for yourself?
Just some in the candy corn.
Story number 4, you've probably been asking yourself, whose yard is this? It's my friend Angelo Garcia's. Angelo is a big fan of All Hallows Eve, and here's why he gets into the spirit.
I basically love Halloween more than any other holiday, really. It's just my way of giving back to friends, kids, families, and it's just fun to see everyone, you know, in their costumes and then spooking everyone and giving them treats and stuff. So aside from passing out tons of candy, this year we're going to be doing more than that. We're going to be doing like prizes, and we're going to have some games set up for the kids and pretty much anyone. So it's all ages are welcome. So you can be a teenager, you can be an adult. Doesn't matter. You'll still have fun. A lot of our neighbors like to participate in passing out candy, so it's a good spot.
And finally, story number 5. What's on tap for your weekend, presented by your 2019 Great American Beer Festival Mid-Size Brewery of the Year, Silver City Brewery. It's Halloween on Thursday, and there's trick-or-treating happening all over the peninsula. If you're looking for an organized event, look no further than all of our cities, Bainbridge Island to Bremerton, Seebeck to Paulsbo. You are covered. And of course, there's great houses to go to, like Mr. Garcia's here on Birch Street. That's going to do it for this week's Beat Blast. Thanks so much to our sponsors, and special thanks to you who subscribe to the Kitsap Sun. We could not do this without you. See you next time, and enjoy your Halloween.